iCarly is owned by Dan Schneider, and I don't give a shit. Because at least it's not owned by Viacom. Not you, Viacom. You can go fuck yourself. And no, I don't hate iCarly. I actually considered it to be a good show. But like most shows, it had quite a few fucking horrible episodes. So, Patrick, Nick, Jeffrey, we're all joining together, and we are going to review one of the worst episodes the show ever had. That being said, iReunite with Missy.
Yay! Hey, this is iReunite.
This is Gentleman Bentley.
And this is Jeffrey Hempling on Vidya Bros.
And let's rip into another episode of the show.
So I have a question. I have a question to ask Brandon for 1 second.
Yeah.
You talking about Viacom, the same network that Reptar destroyed in a Rugrats episode.
Wait, what?
It was an episode of Rugrats where they showed Reptar, and Reptar destroyed a building, and the building literally set on the top Viacom.
I don't remember that. That's awesome.
It was a picture on the internet. We could put that in here when we.
All right, Pat.
Edit it.
You edit the video. Throw that on there.
Okay, but yeah, basically we're going to be doing the same thing again like we did with the Teen Titans Go Ran. We're going to give our full analysis. We're going to rip into the episode, do some funny comments, and see where this goes.
By the way, it's been 2 months ago since we did our last review, so sorry it's been a while.
Yes, sorry for holding everybody in the YouTube audience up with my editing. You can send hate mail to mmw92sucks@idon'tcare.com.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sending you some hate mail right now.
You shut up and get back here.
Also, I know Patrick didn't at all finish part 3 yet of the last rant.
Which I'm sorry.
He will get to it when he gets to it.
Okay, by the time this video is up, I will tell you this. The footage for the episodes are recorded. I gotta get the music in, and hopefully things will be hunky-dory. Anyways, on with the rant. So yes, iCarly, made by Dan Schneider, who made one of the most precious shows of my childhood, Drake and Josh, and the Amanda Show. And iCarly, not a bad show. There were a few episodes that I hate. And like Brandon said, we're ripping into one of the worst ones. iReunite with Missy.
That was a terrible episode.
I watched it like a month ago and realized this episode's incredibly mean-spirited. It's like iCarly's version of the Fairly Odd Parents episode, It's a Wishful Life, or parody of the It's a Wonderful Life trope.
Or a new pal for Gary from SpongeBob with Puffy freaking Puppy
What?
You.
I think he's having
you.
Sorry.
Do I need to call 911?
No, you're good.
Oh, let me.
Fun fact, iReunite with Missy was originally called I Hate Missy and I Don't Belong with Missy.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
That's the iCarly Wiki for you. They give you fun facts that you will never have known.
Okay, so let's see this. So iReunite with Missy. You're gonna tell me that that episode is based off of just by the name of it, based off of Carly reuniting with a friend.
From her child.
Why would they originally call it I Hate Missy?
Because she tried making Carly hate Sam for the rest of her life.
Yes.
She pretty much just wanted to replace Sam. Alright, so let's talk about from beginning to end.
Okay, so let's begin with the beginning of the show. Carly's old friend Missy comes back to her life, making Sam feel left out. After a series of events unfold in which Sam is a victim of accidentally being sent to a piñata factory, rather than a rendezvous place for being picked up by a helicopter or something.
Wait, repeat the piñata factory thing?
After a series of events unfold in which Sam is a victim of accidentally being sent to a piñata factory rather than a rendezvous place.
Okay.
Her phone being dropped in a picture of Wahoo Punch.
Yeah, because what happens is Missy says she'll text them the address of where to rendezvous with them to get picked up by helicopter. Instead, she sends Sam the wrong address on purpose to get sent to a pinata factory.
Oh, great. She got sent to the world of Viva Pinata.
That was actually a good show, in my opinion.
I hated
It's
that
a
show.
game.
It was a TV show first.
Yeah.
It was very stupid. But anyway, we're not talking about that stupid show. We're talking about this show, which was good but had some horrible episodes.
Yeah, then her phone got dropped in a pitcher of Wahoo Punch intentionally, and receiving foreign rancid chocolate.
And after Sam eats the chocolate and gets sick from it, big surprise, she says to check the expiration date on it, and Carly says she can't read it because it's in foreign. Then she says, well, I researched it to translate it, and this chocolate says it expired in 1992, and that the chocolate, this is the one part in the episode that actually made me laugh, if I have to give it credit for one thing, the reference she made saying the chocolate is older than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, that's a great show. So, then Carly Sam believes that Missy's out to get her, and that, of course, makes Carly think that Sam is jealous or paranoid.
And it's so messed up and out of character for Carly to even act like the way she did. She just seems like mean-spirited. The problem with this episode is the fact that every character is an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, she was an asshole in the first episode she was in, Missy, so they could be an asshole to her.
And then,
Sam, which is surprising. Sam's usually the big asshole on the show. But in this episode, she didn't do anything wrong.
no, she didn't. So they try to arrange a truce. Well, Carly tries to arrange a truce between the two girls at the Groovy Smoothie. However, while Carly attempts to gather more smoothies from the counter, Missy exposes her true colors and tells Sam that she did do horrible things to her on purpose so she can reclaim her position as Carly's one and only best friend.
What an asshole!
Again, proving Sam that she was right about not liking Missy and trusting her. And that, yeah, the audience should, at this point, despise Missy, considering they're trying to make her unlikable. But
Anyone else being reminded of Bendy from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
Yep, this is basically their plot of their version of this plot done even worse than it was in that show.
I think Nick's traumatized from that episode.
But what's worse is that, except in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, no one else in that show was an asshole. It was just Bendy. And had Mr. Harriman and Frankie. No, in this episode, every character that's not Sam is an asshole.
Yep. And Sam soon realizes that her feelings towards Missy are not motivated by jealousy, and despite her threats, Missy uses her now justified paranoia against her, claiming that if Sam beats her up, it will only turn Carly against her.
And you know what? This is why it pisses me off with this episode. As I mentioned before, every single character that's an asshole, they're not normally assholes. And usually it's just Sam, but it just feels very out of character for Carly to not trust her own best friend that she's been friends with, rather than someone who randomly just walked back into her life that she's known, for longer, but is clearly a continuous bitch throughout the episode. Because they're trying to be like, oh yeah, you gotta hate this character, she's a bitch.
Pretty much, yeah. So then Sam attempts to get help from Freddy, but only to be quickly turned down because, I mean, come on. Freddy gets treated like crap from Sam all the time, so of course he's going to turn her down instantly. Before walking away, she makes him realize that this was the first time she has ever asked for his help, further showing the seriousness of her situation. If it weren't so serious, then she would have never turned to Freddy. And, then there was that whole School at Sea competition that they were signing up for at the school, in which Freddy tried signing it up for, and Missy won the 6-month-long School at Sea program, and states that she no longer needs to sabotage Sam.
She all of a sudden decides she doesn't give a shit about staying to be Carly's best friend or replacing Sam, because she basically says, alright, screw the both of you, I'm going on a cruise for 6 months.
And to hit the nail on the coffin, Carly overhears Missy saying that, and reaffirms that Sam is her only best friend.
Which is bullshit because Freddy's her other best friend.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Freddy in that show. I'm just gonna say that right now. I feel so bad for him.
He's basically the Squidward of the show, but he's nicer. But the thing also what's wrong with this episode, as I said before, everyone is an asshole. Not only are they assholes that are out of character, but also there's quite a few plot holes in this episode. Considering the fact that no one else trusts Sam, I know, she may have been told everyone else that she's very good at lying, but this time, why would she be upset and pretend not to like someone? For attention? No, she's doing it because she doesn't trust them, and for a good reason. So at the point where Carly and no one else is being nice to Sam and doesn't believe them, Carly is unlikable as much as Missy is in the episode, which is a problem because they're making her unlikable on purpose. Carly shouldn't be unlikable in the same episode that make the antagonist unlikable. That's not her permanent role in the show.
Of course. So then, later on, as Freddy helps Carly between classes, one of the girls at school approaches her and reveals that Freddy actually won the School at Sea contest and gave the trip to Missy, despite his effort to keep this revelation from Carly, who now realizes that he secretly decided to help Sam in an effort to bring the girls back together again.
Considering he at least cares about her a little bit.
I will give
that's
credit.
a good person.
I will give credit to Freddy for that because he did not want Carly to leave. Because if she did, that would have meant the whole show would have went downhill in like 5 seconds.
Right. And after he finally admits what he did, Carly reveals that Missy used to suffer from seasickness. So, the one hated character from the show, we get to see have something bad happen to her at the end of the show.
Which I would have given credit for. They haven't made everyone else an asshole in the episode.
Yes, and that was the main plot of the show. But then there's the subplot with the best character in the show, Spencer. Where Spencer prepares for a camping trip with Sako, two girls that they met in the junkyard, and Sako's grandmother, just to scare away bears.
Okay.
For whatever reason you can think of, I don't know.
I could just see like an old grandma just standing there by the fire, making a fire, and just fending off bears with her cane.
Get the freak away from them! You hear me?
And you know what? I'll say the reason they're bringing her for bears. Plot fart. I don't know.
Plot hole.
I swear, this episode has so many plot holes.
Yes.
And I know that this has already been said by another critic, but that it could make a good imitation for Swiss cheese.
I agree. However, if you remember from iCarly, there was that little kid who was Spencer's main enemy, Chuck.
Yes.
He comes back and traps him in the basement.
Oh, is this the one? What I think it is, where he gets sprayed by that liquid, whatever.
Oh yeah. That he got sprayed by either semen or pee.
Right.
I think
Chuck says that Spencer got him grounded for 2 days for playing racquetball in the Bushwell Plaza lobby, despite Spencer telling him not to, from the episode I Heard Bluebird. In his revenge, he would keep Spencer prisoner for 2 days. And then he takes Spencer's cell phone away and squirts him with the unknown fluid. Whenever Spencer talks too much and tries to escape.
And you know what? I would say the suspicious fluid I was saying was pee. Yay! Nickelodeon always putting toilet humor first.
Because that's very important.
Yes.
And then eventually after 2 days, Chuck's dad comes in, discovers them, grounds Chuck again, and then drags him back upstairs. Spencer laughs, then panics, and he realizes that they left him locked in the basement, It is unknown how Spencer was able to get out.
Yeah, that's another big question about the episode. How the fuck did Spencer ever get out? They never showed anyone unlocking the cage at all at any point in the episode. I don't even think anyone knew that he was locked down there besides Chuck and his dad.
You
So
know, there was the one rare moment where I saw a special scene where Spencer turned into the Incredible Hulk because he got so angry, went and then got out and beat the living crap out of Chuck.
What is with that kid though? Like, what is his angle in the
He's a
show?
douche.
Like, he's like the biggest douche on the fucking planet, or the biggest douche in that whole entire series.
And you know what? I thought Johnny Test was a douche.
No.
Listen, Johnny Test is trying to be funny.
It's
Chuck's
not funny
trying to be. Chuck just likes to induce torture.
Yeah. So you can actually call this episode of Spencer torture porn if you want.
Yeah, because come on,
Yeah.
Spencer's like the best character. And to see him get tortured like that, it's like, no, please don't. He was crazy Steve, for crying out loud.
That's problem 3 with this episode, is that it's a Spencer torture porn.
Oh wait, actually, now I remember how Spencer got out. He suddenly had flashbacks of being crazy Steve and remembered that Josh ate his enchilada and wanted to try and find Josh, so he used superhuman strength.
I'm joking, of course.
You ate my enchilada!
I meant to say he's joking, of course. I didn't say it. But yes, we're joking about that. We wish that would have happened. That would have been the right thing to do.
That's iReunite. Now let's get down to the review. I think we basically just put the cards on the table.
Every character in the episode is terrible towards Sam. They act like they don't give a shit. And Carly, she's very out of character. So, yeah, I'll say even though Sam is an asshole, this is one episode where I actually did feel sorry for her. Because no one else will believe her. And you know what? This can usually be done in a funny way in shows where there's a character that does something to harass another character and no one will believe them. Like, let's say, a crazy pet that will do something. No, I'm not referring to Mr. Pickles, by the way. Or back at the barnyard, because it wasn't even funny when they did that. But no, there are shows where they can be funny if they do something like that. This show tried too hard and didn't even make it funny. It was just downright mean-spirited from beginning to end with this whole episode. And this won't be the final iCarly episode that we review. There are at least a few others that are just terrible that Patrick even pointed out.
Nick's barely spoken, so I think we should give him time to give his thoughts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Nick did terrible.
Come on, Nick, you have a voice.
Do better than that.
Do better.
Can I say something here?
Sure.
I'm looking at on the iCarly Wikia page right now for the episode, and I'm looking at the trivia section.
Oh yes, it's trivia time.
Wait, look at the very last one on the list though, on the last bullet.
Okay, I'm looking right now. And one day he would get around to asking the person who. What?
Yes.
What?
What happened?
Look. Are you on the page?
No, I'll go to it now.
I'm gonna say, I think the YouTube audience
I'll go to
should
it
hear
too.
this. Let's let the YouTube audience hear this. I'm gonna get out the epic announcer voice. And the fun facts for iReunite Missy. Dan Schneider asked, remarked that one day he would get around to asking the person who does the set dressing why there are 2 pump bottles of lotion on top of the microwave in Carly and Spencer's kitchen.
I wonder what Spencer was doing in that episode when no one was looking.
Having special alone time.
In the kitchen?
Wait, what did it say?
No. It says in the fun facts for iReunite with Missy, Dan Schneider remarked that one day he would get around to asking the person who does the set dressing, like who set up the props and everything, why there are 2 pump bottles of lotion on top of the microwave in Carly and Spencer's kitchen.
Oh God! Oh good God! Why the fuck did you put that image in my head, Dan Schneider? Dan Schneider, put that image in my head.
Let's break down the trivia.
Patrick eating with a diaper in the Little Yellow Book episode of SpongeBob is bad.
I never ate a diaper, dang it. That was once.
Really, I didn't know that.
No.
You're not the Patrick I meant, but okay.
There's trivia here that says the main plot of this episode is similar to that of the Zoe 101 episode, Son of a Dean, in which Zoe's roommate accuses Zoe's boyfriend, Lance, of rigging the raffle so they could go to a movie premiere together.
And you know what? That episode of that show actually did this plot way better than this episode of iCarly. That is actually a pretty good episode. This episode is shit.
This is why you have to. This is why the same creator of the same shows should not do the same plot twice in one lifetime.
Right, because it would get a little bit repetitive.
You know what? I'm surprised they haven't done this plot in Danger before.
And then there's another one where Spencer references the episode where Fred was in it, when he asked Chuck if he would accept an ostrich as a gift to get him out of the chain locks. I mean, he could still have the ostrich.
I don't remember that, but I Meet Fred, that's another episode we have to review.
Oh, yes.
I actually really have a hatred for that episode, and I wanted to do that at first, but then I decided, no, this episode I hate a lot, so I'll do this one first. But I Meet Fred was just a horrible episode that we'll give a number of reasons for when we do the review for that episode. The main reason being freaking fascism. Everyone in that episode is a complete fascist of Freddy, trying to make him like someone that he doesn't really like. Like, it's okay to have different opinions for everyone, but no, everyone wants everyone to have the same opinion in that episode.
Yeah, like me and Brandon have had conversation about all the time. He is not a fan of Adventure Time or Steven Universe. And I keep telling him, that's okay. That's your opinion. If you don't like the show, that's fine. If you've seen a few episodes and you just don't like it, then that's okay. But don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk and try and say, oh, you suck for liking that, for hating that show.
Didn't someone comment on our video for that, Brandon?
What?
Saying, oh,
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, he said people commented. Some guy commented on the rant we did for Teen Titan Go, saying you should just shut up. People don't go online and review and hate on episodes like that and make videos about hating shows.
Oh yeah, Patrick, I'm about to tell you about that. You know what? I'm not pointing out any names, but whoever you are for commenting on our video saying that stupid thing, you're a fucking idiot. People do reviews on why they hate movies or shows or even show episodes all the fucking time. You know what those people are called?
Wait, can I give a shout out to Nostalgia Critic?
Yeah, sure, but I doubt you'll understand.
The mysterious Mr. Enter?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, because you said you know what the people are called, and we're naming every person after them,
Yeah. Oh, Pie Guy Rules is another one. But no. What I'm saying is, the person that said that, he was saying people don't make reviews on things that they hate all the time, like movies or shows. People do that all the time. They're called critics.
Yeah, you're gonna have critics. You gotta get used to that, man. It's like, if I had those 8-bit glasses, I'd just put them on and be like, deal with it.
If you don't think that there's people out there that do stuff like this common everywhere, you're a fucking idiot.
Yes, kind of.
No,
I wouldn't say it that way. I'd just say get your head on straight.
He also said that this was offensive. Our video was offensive to people who like the show.
Which I can't see anyone under the age of 8 years old liking this.
It doesn't matter, but how is that offensive to anyone? Anywhere. We're not saying the fans. We never said that the fans sucks. We said that the show sucks. How is that offending the fan itself?
Yeah. I know a few people around our age that do like the show, and even a guy who's 33. Which, no, there's no excuse for that, but most people who do like the show are little kids. But here's the thing. Don't ever justify a show's existence sucking just because of the fact that it's for kids. That is the stupidest implication you could ever make.
Especially when he knows that people hate his show.
That's just lampshading the problem.
Right.
With that being said, let's end the review. And yes, next time we're reviewing another horrible episode of a show that we either like or hate. We haven't decided if it's going to be iCarly or not.
Yes, so my IGN version of this review, too many mean characters, 0.5 out of 10.
0.5.
Yes, I give it a half.
Also, it being an episode filled with torture porn for Spencer. Also,
Isn't it Freddy torture porn also?
Not really. It's more of a Spencer torture porn.
Yes, give your scores, gentlemen.
And usually, it's only a torture porn if that character has a bearing on the plot. Spencer did have a bearing on the plot because his was a B plot for the episode.
Yes. So again, gentlemen, scores?
I will give this a 0 out of nothing.
0 out of 5 peppers.
Nick?
I do recommendations, so definitely not recommended.
Okay. So yep, I gave the highest score because the only redeeming part is seeing Freddy at least get the spotlight a little bit there.
He barely even had anything to do with this episode to begin with.
Well, he managed to help
Still had a
get
reason.
Carly and Sam back together as friends, so gotta give him that redeeming factor.
He still had a reason to be in the episode regardless.
Right. And, you know, I wish they would have given him a little bit more of the spotlight, but it was what it was. So, yeah. I think we've given this episode a good ripping, and yes, this is a bit shorter than our Teen Titans rant, but that's because we're only doing one episode. In the Teen Titans rant, we did like loads of episodes.
We did the entire series.
Kind of. Remember what we said at the end of the rant, how we would come back and review Teen Titans Go whenever Slade came around.
Yeah,
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet, so whenever it does happen, we'll be back to review Teen Titans Go. So, guess with that, yeah, that's our review of the iCarly episode, I Reunite with Missy. And I hope you guys enjoyed us just letting our anger out.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next rant we do. Review rant.
Yes, and this has been Muscleman Warrior 92, and gamers like gaming live on.
It's been Gentleman Deadly, and as always, gamers keep on gaming.
And we will see you guys later.